Hey guys, it's Liz of Consumed by Books. I'm done with graduate school and back in Minnesota, and I'm here to do an In My Mailbox vlog for you all. This is pretty much stuff I've received for the month of September, and there's a lot of it, so I'm going to get straight into it. We're going to start off with some review books. I received Fathomless by Jackson Pearce. This is from Little Brown. This is part of her fairy tale retelling series and is kind of a modern twist on The Little Mermaid. Well, not modern, but it's a twist on The Little Mermaid. I didn't know how shiny this cover was going to be. I love that. I haven't read the other two books in this series, but I plan to soon and review them all on the blog, so you should look forward to that. Little Brown also sent me two other titles. Adaptation by Malinda Lo. This is something of a science fiction story, so I'm looking forward to it. Also, you'll notice the word adaptation is kind of blurred on the cover, and that keeps throwing me off and making me think my glasses are out of focus, which is not quite true. And one last Little Brown title. We have The Diviners by Libba Bray. This is a 1920s story. It was 30s. It's set in 1926, and it is kind of a, you know, jazz age paranormal mix. So it sounds really good. Haven't read anything by Libba Bray yet, but I've heard very positive things about most of her work, including this one. One thing I love about this book, I love the cover, it's very pretty, but if you take off the jacket, the design is really cool as well. So this is a chunkster, but I've heard that it goes by incredibly quickly, and I'm really looking forward to diving in soon. And then I got a few titles from First Second. I have Legends of Zeta the Space Girl. I recently read Zeta the Space Girl, and I wasn't necessarily going to review it on my blog, but I got an email from First Second about some other titles, and I thought that it would be fun to review Zeta the Space Girl and this one in the same review, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this one looks really cool. It actually, to me, looks even more enjoyable than the first book, so hopefully I like it. And I got A Wrinkle in Time graphic novel, and this is adapted and illustrated by Hope Larson. Obviously, A Wrinkle in Time is originally by Madeleine L'Engle, so this should be a really enjoyable read. And next off, we have some library books. Darth Paper Strikes Back, an Origami Yoda book. This is by Tom Engelberger. I recently read the first book in this series, and it was really fun. So I'm looking forward to diving into this one. How It Ends. This is by Laura Weiss. At least I think that's what that says. Yes. Or Laura Weiss, maybe? Recently, there was a post on Katie of Katie's Book Blog's blog. Sorry, Katie of Katie's Book Blog did a post on underappreciated books in YA. I believe it's part of Book Blogger Appreciation Week, and she mentioned this one. I went to look it up on Goodreads, and it just had glowing review upon glowing review upon glowing review, so I thought I'd check it out. Looks like a quick read. Next up is Bunheads, which is by Sophie Flack. There is an ABC TV show based off of this one, and it is about ballet, in case you can't already tell. This cover is very cool. I hope this isn't like Black Swan, because I was terrified of Black Swan. Not a fan. So, hopefully we get no Psycho Natalie Portman, and this is an enjoyable read. And I have Remarkable Creatures by Tracy Chevalier, I don't know. This is one that a book club I'm thinking of attending is reading, so we'll see if I get to it. Next up, we have some books that I bought. Some of these I purchased with a gift card, so I'm going to show you those. This one is really heavy. The Absolute Sandman, Volume 1 by Neil Gaiman, which I can barely lift because it's like a 7-pound book. But this is part of Neil Gaiman's graphic novel series. I'm not sure how many of the books this is. I want to say it's quite a handful, though. It looks just stunning. I mean, look at this side, and now, my gosh, look at this illustration. Yeah, so if I can lift this for long enough, I'm really looking forward to reading it. Might be a book that I have to read while sitting at a table. Otherwise, it would be a great workout. And I got The Very Busy Spider, which is by Eric Carle. I like to use this book in story times. I have Old Black Fly by Jim Aylesworth. I love this book. It is a rhyming alphabet book that has a tune to it. And I think the illustrations are a lot of fun. And I'll even sing you some of the song, for which perhaps I apologize. You can decide. So the tune is kind of, old black fly's been buzzing around, buzzing around, buzzing around. Old black fly's been buzzing around, and he's had a very busy bad day. And you kind of keep that whole tune up while you read the book, which makes it even more fun to read and to have kids sing along. So yeah, I love this book. These are just things I bought, and we do have one last picture book. Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Actually, this book has a song too. Pete. Nope, that's not the page with the song. I love my red shoes, I love, yeah, so on and so forth. I won't keep singing because that just doesn't seem like something you all would enjoy, given my quality of singing. Another book I recently purchased, The Curiosities by Maggie Stiefvater, Tessa Gratton, and Brenna Jovanoff. Have not read anything by Tessa Gratton, but I do own a copy of Blood Magic that I'm really looking forward to and have signed. And I absolutely love everything I've read by Maggie and Brenna, so this is going to be fantastic. I love how this one is like kind of a bigger book, and what's really cool is that if you go into the book, there's all these witty like drawings and notes and things like that, and I think that's such an intriguing format. And actually the back cover is just an email between the authors, so that's very cool. Just going to drag this pile over. We have a copy of Rift by Andrea Kremer, and this is signed to Liz, or for Liz, Courage and Beauty, Andrea Kremer. I got to see her signing in Minnesota the other day because she is on tour for this book. I haven't actually read this one yet, but a lot of people I know said that it's their favorite of hers, so I'm really looking forward to diving in. Deathless by Catherine M. Valent. This is the same author of The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. I loved that book and recently started the sequel. And Victoria Schwab, whose book The Near Witch I loved, and I have an arc of the archived, which is somewhere there. Yeah, she was raving about this on Twitter, so I was like, yes, I need this. We have The Hunger Games, a parody by the Harvard Lampoon, which is about Katniss Neverclean and her struggle to win the Hunger, can't kiss Neverclean, and her struggle to win the Hunger Games. This just looks like a laugh out loud hilarious read. Yeah, like Peeta is a doughy klutz, and she discovers that the toughest conflicts may not be found on the battlefield, but in her own heart, which is, unfortunately, on a battlefield. Yeah. If I Lie, which is by Corinne Jackson. This is a book about a girlfriend who was left behind when her boyfriend goes off to war, and everybody thinks that she cheated on him. So you have to read the book to find out what is actually the case. I've already read this one, and I actually didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to, just because I didn't like the main character, but I think that Corey is a very strong writer, and I'm looking forward to reading more by her. One that I've been waiting on a long time, Enshadowed by Kelly Cray. This is the sequel to Nevermore, which came out in, I want to say, around August of 2010, and I really enjoyed it. But it was kind of complicated, so I actually want to reread it before I dive into this one, but it's even thicker. And this book is, how many pages is it? It's about 430 pages or so, give or take. Yeah. So it might not be a while until I get to reread that and read that one. We'll see. Persuasion by Jane Austen. This is the lovely Penguin cloth-bound edition. I think I have all of these cloth-bound Jane Austens except for Mansfield Park, and I have a couple of other ones besides, so that's awesome. I have read this, of course, and loved it. We have Unspoken by Sarah Reese Brennan. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I bought this partially for the gorgeous cover. I just love it. How can you not love this cover? I think it's the prettiest thing. Also, there have been rave reviews of this, so looking forward to getting into this very soon. Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. This is kind of a Peter Pan retelling from the perspective of Tiger Lily, which sounds fascinating to me. I really liked Peter Pan as a kid, and I haven't actually read the book, just seen the movies, so I do plan to read Peter Pan sometime this year so that I can read this one soon. Also, another great cover, I think. And we have Defiance by C.J. Redwine. This is a dystopian novel from Harper Teen. I don't know a ton about it, but it looks great. I didn't know this cover was going to be metallic, but it's so pretty. And this is another one that's gotten a lot of great reviews, so I'm excited for that. And I have one more thing to show you. This. Now you're saying, why, Liz? Why are you showing us this blue thing if you haven't figured it out? Well, it is an iPad, and now it's awake. This was a graduation gift from my wonderful family, so thank you very much, family. I have a Kindle app on it with some books, and Mr. Morris Les Moore and his Fantastic Flying Books, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies book app, which is going to be amazing, interactive blood spurts, and some social media things like Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook. I haven't exactly decided what else I should put on this. I think that maybe I need something like solitaire, so when I'm bored in airports, I have something to do. But if you have any app suggestions, let me know. But it's so pretty. We're very happy together, obviously. That is everything for me for this month. I almost said week, and then I was like, oh, that's more than a week. I want to hear about what you've gotten in your mailbox, so please leave a link down below, and I will come and check it out. Until then, happy reading.